like that.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to Well, That Didn't Work. Tonight we're playing, and I'll let Mike talk more about this in a second, but we're playing Trail of the Jade Rabbit, our Call of Cthulhu campaign. But before we get into that, I wanted to give you guys an invite to come and like our social media pages. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find us at @NotWorkingCrew on all three of those. Follow us for tons of updates that are going to be coming down the pipeline in the next couple of weeks as we get ready to kick off year 2 shows. Now, I know what you're thinking. We started last September, and year 2 shows start next month, and that's August. I know. Trust me. But we're really excited for this new season of content that we're going to be releasing. We've got 2 brand new shows that are going to start. Rick is going to lead us in Dungeons & Dragons. Mike is going to be leading us in an Age of Rebellion campaign. Legend of the Five Rings is still going strong. We're not. That's not going anywhere. We're really enjoying that campaign so far. I hope these guys are. And we may have another new show coming in as well. We'll have more information on that as we finalize those plans and finalize the cast for it. But if you haven't already, like if you're brand new, this is your first time checking us out on YouTube or Twitch, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you get all the notifications whenever we post a video or go live. We do like crafting videos. We do these role-playing sessions. Pretty soon we're going to start actually talking about the rule system of Genesis, which is going to be pretty exciting for us, I think. And so, yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on. It's all really exciting stuff, and I just want to give that a shout out before we continue this session. And Mike, dude, take it away.
All right, so it's my turn.
Take us to Fantasyland.
So,
You're gonna go insane tonight.
yeah. All right. Well, we had to give Percy his intro moment because without it, I think his head would explode.
It might.
So we had to give him a few minutes to get some audio going and get him all warmed up for the evening. But again, like Percy said, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, leave us a comment, tell us what you like. Give us some feedback. You know, we'd love to see that, and we will respond to pretty much any comment that comes through, good, bad, indifferent, whatever. We have fun with it.
We might tell you to screw right off, but
I don't know if I'm going to go to that extent because that might get us reported. But I might use some other language.
well, I did the nice language.
You did.
If it's a,
I'll just say in Southern fashion, bless your heart. Anyway, all right, guys, welcome to Call of Cthulhu. Tonight will be our final session. We are going to be closing out our mini campaign. I think it went for a few more sessions than we expected it to go to. But, you know, hey, I'm one of the knuckleheads at the table just like everybody else, and we tend to have a lot of fun when we do this. So,
it was all good.
It was a lot of fun. So tonight we will be concluding this, and this session may go for about an hour and a half is what I'm kind of expecting with this particular one. Then we'll regroup, take a few minute break here on the stream, and then come back. And what we'll do is we'll put out a kind of a wrap-up session, get the players' thoughts, get my thoughts, get them yelling at me for what I did to them, that kind of routine together. So I hope you enjoy, and without any further ado, last stream we had with Call of Cthulhu, our players had visited the airstrip and collected the final statue. They brought that statue back to Mr. Dupree's house, and they started assembling those statues in a certain order. And we ended up with a kind of an ethereal scene where the statues, and keep in mind, this is the 30s, the statues started emitting lights, almost like miniature stars around, and they started forming an image. And that image pointed them towards a location that is a little bitty island that's sitting off of, or in the Mississippi River, right in between St. Louis and Illinois. It's called Mossethian Island. And in the center of that island, it showed that there was an image of a little Jade Rabbit. With that, there were some side effects that took place. Our esteemed doctor here, who was a little paranoid at the time, started feeling better. As a matter of fact, I think every one of our PCs started feeling better in some form or fashion. And at the very tail end of it, not a single person heard Mr. Dupree ranting and raving. And that's where we're going to pick back up for the evening. So as we look in on this scene, we still have these lights that are circling the table where we've put together the statues. And you see this pulsating image and rotating image of what looks like a little green jade rabbit floating over this island. And I'm going to go ahead and open this up for our PCs to start gathering their thoughts.
What's going on here? Do you see that? Mister, I don't believe in nothing. Are you looking what I'm looking at? You tell me what that is. This ain't no illusion, no what are you fantasy stuff, dude. You look at that.
Now, do we know that that's what the island is? Or do I need a roll?
It's living in St. Louis. This would
I
be
know
very
it is.
apparent. This would not require a roll.
Well, I see it.
So you tell me what am I looking at here?
This green thing, I'm not
I don't
quite
know.
sure. But that's Mazathian Island.
Yeah, we all recognize that. What I don't recognize is we put the statues together. I mean, I've seen TV, and you saw that the Wizard of Oz just came out. It was all color and stuff, but we ain't got nothing like this.
I look around for Charles.
Charles is standing behind you, just almost slack-jawed, just in awe of what he is seeing. Now, he looks about 20 years younger.
Charles, do you know what this is?
And his voice doesn't crack as he replies, and he says, "This is what I've been searching for."
Are you okay?
What?
I never felt this. I haven't felt gets good in years.
All right. What is it?
He kind of takes a deep breath and looks over at Kevin Marcus. He goes, "I'm pretty sure our bookworm friend over here has a little bit better grasp on this than the rest of you do."
You just went from British to Texan.
That's because I am Texan, damn it. No.
Hey,
I'm more confused by the minute. Roll sanity.
he's just recovered. He's finding out who he is again. You know, he sounds a lot better than he did before.
I'm actually going to start digging through for the Jade Rabbit, or for.
But the text that I've read is just these statues. They've shown up in different forms and fashions throughout the years, and throughout the decades and millennia.
Yes.
But there's two things that they do. If they're put together in one form, they tend to destroy life. But if they're put together in another, they tend to preserve it and protect it. Which is why I've been after this, because of what's been going on with the leadership in this godforsaken town.
You say destroy life, but all these references are talking about bringing something here.
Exactly. Destroys life. There's more than one way to destroy life, my friend.
Well, forgive me, Charles. I think we found the one that preserves life.
Well, let's just keep it
This
there.
is-
Okay.
And one thing that I noticed is that without this deer's antler, it just didn't work. So why even keep these things together for the chance that someone could destroy life with them?
Well, it's kind of like building a better bomb. Sometimes having it is a way to protect it and stop it.
The people that made these things are long dead, right? They're extinct. Their culture, their people, is gone.
Well,
The
more than likely,
the
yes.
cultures are throughout the ages. It doesn't stop. Nothing stops.
Well, these are Algonquin, right?
The latest rendition is Algonquin, correct?
Okay. So
What was all?
And I will state the farthest back it goes that I can determine.
Sure, the further
least
back,
I think-
that's...
What is it? The same statues?
I mean, you would, based upon what you had put together, you would say that their earliest references are probably about 3,000 years BC.
This is 3,000 years. Yeah, 3,000 years ago, or no, more than that now. Over almost 5,000 years ago, this has just been collecting more and more and more.
Can they
That's-
be destroyed? I mean, well, I
well,
guess they can.
well,
We
I'm
broke
obviously-
Look at them. There's
we broke
different
the-
ways to combine them.
And? Are we really, like, hold on. Are we really going to justify this bigger bomb strategy? Like, that's never worked for anyone, and I can't imagine America wanting something like that.
Oh, America
That's
wanted
a
it in
joke
minute.
about pre-World War II, by the way. Just gonna throw that out there.
As we put a nuclear symbol in the background of it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey, they always wanting a bigger, better bomb. They don't care what the consequences are.
Dr. Hauser, just for all honesty here, if we were to look at this, how do we know that the people and the entities that created this, that sent this to us, as a species, didn't do this in some form or way to help protect us from other things that might come through? I don't know about you, but I've spent the better part of the last 20 years of my life
And-
mad as hell.
Yeah, Batnut's crazy.
Well, he got that way, but look at him now.
Crazy
You know?
like a fox.
I
And
figured this is
he's-
the only way that I could come back to reality.
And you're here. Congratulations.
Well, and what if he makes a point there? What if there's other ways to bring all this bad stuff in, and this is one of the few things that actually can help protect us? And
There
you,
is, and
you believing in this stuff now?
And what if
what's
the-
it's conversion time?
I would not say conversion, but I think that there are. I believe in facts, and I think we can see the fact of this as I point to the map that's currently on the table.
In the sky, all around you.
Yeah, whatever this is, I can't refute that this is happening to me right now, and I've got to. It's probably a miracle of these statues that I'm not. Well, frankly, like Mr. Dupree was moments ago.
Yeah, you were not so long ago too.
But I can't. I've done unspeakable things this evening.
You killed him, man.
Yes,
I wouldn't know
to
that.
get these statues. All for like the name of protection, and I don't think I can make that choice again. It's a risk.
But Doug,
Can any of you say irrefutably that you understand the language this is written in? I know you get bits and pieces, Kevin Marcus, but can you say that you're fluent in it? That you will make no mistakes, that nothing will be lost in translation, that nothing will accidentally happen when you try to heal someone of some cancerous germ and suddenly they're attacked by a tentacle beast?
Well,
can
what-
you say the same when you set someone down on your couch and talk to them?
No. But I'm not summoning tentacle beasts.
Yeah, but
I'm not trying to summon them either.
I'm not using crazy magic. I'm using facts, and sometimes facts can be wrong. And you're proving my point.
These
sometimes
are facts.
no,
well,
those are
Just
incantations.
because you can't prove, just because you have no way of proving how it works, does not mean that it's not a fact.
Kevin, Marcus, whatever the hell your name is. 30 minutes ago, you were adamant on destroying these statues so nobody could get a hold of them, and now you're arguing against that? You didn't want to put these in anyone else's hand, and now you want to try it all out.
well,
It makes no sense, man.
what if we do? You know,
You too, you wanted to leave.
Oh, yeah, I
You
wanted
wanted to
to
bolt
leave.
town. You didn't want anything to do with these things
No, I
because these
don't.
crazy people are out to kill you. And
Well-
now you want to try. What is going on?
well, I'm telling you right now. What if we were to take and permanently attach these? You know, come up with some kind of glue, like a super glue or something, that would permanently attach these things together. Okay, so that you couldn't break them apart.
I'm pretty sure someone somewhere made something like that. It's called mortar.
Mortar's not super. Not a super glue. I mean, mortars. Yeah, I can break mortar apart.
Yeah, but we just need to keep it together. We need to stop whatever they want.
Yeah, because right now this is what we're looking at here is pretty cool, isn't it? That Jade Rabbit.
So
looks
while
like
this is going on, Dupree walks over and grabs a rather old book that's very similar to the one that you've been researching out of, the bindings on it. And he pulls it over, lays it flat on the table. And he looks at everyone, flips a few pages, looks back up, and says, all of my research has been one central fact. When these statues seem to come up and become active again, it's always at a time when we need to act to protect our plane of existence. That's the only thing that I know. Throughout the entire historical writings, and he turns this book around and starts showing you page after page after page of where there's references to like seances and different types of things that have happened, all using these statues that are all during dark times. And the most recent one that you all can really grasp onto is the end of the bubonic plague.
So you're saying it was 1939. You're saying we're fixing to maybe have some dark times?
As near as I can figure, my friend.
There's some bad stuff going on over in Europe, man. There's some bad stuff. You've been reading about that things and watching the video reels?
Well, yes.
The news reels before that movie?
I mean, it's not like it's going to be another great war.
Well, yeah, that's true. Probably not.
It's in Europe.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about it.
Yeah,
We got to worry about this right now.
You know?
My friend, the last time Europe got involved, everyone did.
Yeah, and look at what's going on in China, too. You know, Japan is there on a war path, too. You know? It's a good thing we got FDR to take care of things.
Again, my friends here, all I can say is, when these statues have historically activated, and we've seen what's going on, it's always at a time where it's imperative that somebody acts.
Dupree, is there more? Is there more in that book about like this
Please,
stuff? And
please call me Charles.
Charles, and I'll open up to like some of the summoning rituals that I've determined are summoning rituals. Is there ways to stop these in that book?
I'm afraid that's written in a dialect I really don't understand, mate.
Also, I'm pretty sure he's reading a history book.
I mean,
Yeah, but it's
they're
got
similar.
the statues. It's not in a history book. Of course, I didn't do very well in history anyway. But
You don't always hide stuff in plain sight.
I don't know.
it scares me, too. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. But there's a Miss O'Donnell that's out there that she scares me.
And she really wants these.
No, she gave them. She gave us one. She gave us that deer. No, not the deer. The wolf statue. I think she gave us that wolf statue. I mean,
But why did they have them? Why move them to a vault?
well, they wanted to do bad things with them. Mr. Dupree wants to do good.
Can everybody
things.
give me an idea roll, please?
Mm-hmm. What is that based on again?
Intellect.
I got it with a hard success.
Yeah, I'm not doing so good. Typical.
I succeed.
All right. So you two tend to recall what was conveyed from Tony here after the meeting with the O'Donnells. Tony's kind of hyped up in emotion at the moment, but you two kind of recall the whole statement of they wanted to move in to take over. So by giving the statue, there was a return favor to discredit the big three.
Oh yeah, the police chief and the mayor, and I don't remember who else. But
So that's what's kind of ringing in the back of your heads. So they're not as high up on the totem pole as these other folks.
Right.
Which mean we need to hide these now.
Well, break them.
well, I think we just need to go get that rabbit and
If we break,
sell it to somebody. You know.
there's no way to stop these other things that are in this book.
Well,
There's no way to start them either.
How do you know that's the only way to start them?
We don't know that at all.
Well, my friends,
We only know that this is the only way to stop them.
we're still missing.
You don't
we
even
don't
know
know
that.
That's true. We don't know that either.
My friends, we're still missing one statue.
Which one? That rabbit?
I never saw
Aye.
it.
Oh. So if we put another, where would the other statue go?
Well, if you look at the rest of these illustrations here, it's in the center.
Oh. Wow.
So whether we complete...
Wait.
And now, is there information in your manual here that shows
I'm going to start.
a completion of this incantation that you speak
Well,
of?
I said that earlier, but I'm going to start looking for the Jade
All
Rabbit
right,
in
now
here.
go ahead and give me research.
Sanity, goodbye.
Now you're protected now, see? Oh, that's a good start. Nope, that
That's a
ended
10.
badly.
That's a 10.
That's a 100.
No, the
No,
100
that's
is
a
with
10.
the 0-0.
That's an
Oh.
extreme success. Sir.
Okay.
How much of a sanity roll before you tell me?
None. None. You've been researching that book constantly, so therefore, the way that Call of Cthulhu works is the more research that you do within a specific tome, the less sanity hit you take as you continue to research that tome.
Because you're used to it.
Correct.
Okay.
Right.
Time to get a new tome.
So,
E.T.
what you gather from that, from flipping through those pages, is there was kind of a single page that had an illustration of the rabbit. And as you were flipping through those pages, the page just before it had the assembled statues. And they bracketed the rabbit in the middle.
Okay.
If you were to flip through like a little flip book, all of a sudden you saw it's almost like having the rabbit in the middle of the statue set. So your incantation, it's starting to read as things are starting to make more sense. That if you combine this Jade Rabbit with these statues, you block whatever is coming.
We need to get that statue.
I'm off, but
The references there just refer to shield.
Shield?
To shield it.
They haven't. Oh, okay. I was gonna say I don't think Shield's
I
around.
think I think they're meaning that it'll just block whatever's trying to come. I guess come through.
Come through what? I keep talking about.
Some of these words are really old and don't translate well into modern language.
You mean?
Doug, what you referenced earlier that you killed a man tonight. What happened?
Well,
Wait, when did? Wait, we did hide a body. That's right, he did kill him.
You hid a body.
Oh,
yes. So we, in pursuit of these statues,
what's this? We? No. There ain't no we.
we pursued these statues.
yeah,
Please
okay.
allow me to tell the story.
Okay, just keep the we out of it.
In pursuit of the statues,
You were there.
we
No, I wasn't.
collectively chased Paul Dillon into the cemetery, and then I wandered into the mausoleum after him while these two stayed upstairs afraid.
Well away, unaware of what was going on down in the mausoleum.
Look, we
Yeah.
helped hide the
And-
body. We're accomplices in all of this.
You
Did
were,
I
that's
help hide the
true.
body?
You did.
Oh,
And,
Even if you did not, you were there.
wait. Can we delete this recording?
in an effort to disarm and remove the threat of an individual who will not be named currently, although I believe I did just say his name and we followed him into the anyway, I hit him with the butt end of a shotgun, and he presently passed to the other realm.
Joe, it wasn't your fault he had a weak chin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, very shortly after that, a person made of moths attacked me. Yes,
The bugs,
Bugs.
all
You
kinds
didn't
of bugs.
say that.
you didn't ask.
You didn't see him? Oh, and I started.
You were busy being unconscious from fright.
I guess he was unconscious. That's for sure.
You see Charles kind of turn a little bit white at that.
I see
know this thing?
something about this.
He runs over and grabs another book.
I think he called it the Guardian.
Wait. That was the Guardian?
I think so.
I don't know, but it was...
I thought they were just talking about some, like, goon.
Yeah, I thought they were talking about
No,
Better Homes and Gardens or something.
Friends,
you know?
this kind of confirms my worst fears here. Something is happening. If this creature is, as you described, made of bugs, is that correct?
Oh yeah, I shot him twice. I mean, I shot him clean. I know I hit him good, and it didn't even, man. And a 45 hits you at point blank range, and you don't phase. There's something wrong. There's something seriously wrong.
He goes over to his writing desk and grabs a book out of one of the drawers, and this one, it looks like it's tattered and falling apart. And he carefully flips open about halfway through this book and shifts a few pages and turns around and holds it up. I would like you to make a sanity check.
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, because I'm getting to see this bug thing?
Mm-hmm.
33.
Kevin was unconscious. This is just...
Yeah, I did pretty good. If I need to, I can pull some luck and make it a critical success.
You
Or
don't
not
need
a
to. You just
critical,
need to
but
succeed.
a hard success. Okay.
So he turns this book around, and this is exactly what you were looking at
Oh my
when
God.
you were up there shooting.
Oh, I'm
And you-
glad I wore my brown corduroys today.
You said this was...
You said that already.
What?
You said this was a guardian?
I heard them use that term up at the mansion.
Yeah, I heard him say that.
You know, but
Who summoned this creature?
I don't know.
I think
I
it
just
was
heard
the man I killed.
Did it die when he died?
It didn't.
These are called crawling ones.
It's good. Yeah, I see
He
that.
seemed to be walking on two legs. I think you need to check your facts.
Yeah, but he was crawling with stuff crawling all over
It
him.
has to deal with the insects, my friend. Yeah.
I see.
But
Man, have they invented off yet?
if it didn't
They're
if it
working on
didn't
Oh,
die
good.
and dissipate and have the creatures just basically start scattering as bugs normally do, when he died, he was not it.
Someone else summoned him.
That's correct, which means someone knows you came here.
Well,
Oh,
then we need to get these statues and we need to go.
yeah, but aren't we protected? This thing protects us, right?
It's not. First off, it's not done, but it's not protecting us from. It's protecting us from
Can
stuff
I
that's
fit in
not
the
here.
center of this little circle here thing? You know. What if I stay?
You're
right in the
misinterpreting,
middle?
Tony.
Huh?
It doesn't protect us from stuff here.
Oh. Well, but they're not here.
Listen, my friends, if this is what it is, then I have every intention of going to go seal whatever this is. It's some kind of gate, an opening, a portal, something. That something is coming. And if we've already had some demons pass through at this point, then it may be closer to finish than what we
Are we
expect.
talking into the world kind of stuff here?
As we know it.
Demons and stuff.
Some of these
they
are
used to
like
teach me
lesser
about that
things,
in
but
Catholic
like
school, you know.
I'm willing to believe something far more dangerous could be coming.
Oh man. So
Look,
what
this map is pointing to Mozartean Island, and it all of us know this. Whether you come with me or not, I'm going.
Well, I have to go.
So what do we do with the statues? We take them with us?
Would you like to leave them here in order to have somebody else and nobody guard them?
Well, no. You know.
And if we need them to seal whatever we need to seal, then don't
Do
we
we
have to
leave
take
them
them
all
with us?
connected like this while we take them?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh.
That might look a little strange with lights flashing out of a car.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. And we don't have tinted windows either, so
What is this tinting you speak of?
I'm telling you. Oh,
we need to get a canvas bag we can hide these in. Something to help protect them.
And we need to make sure we know exactly how to put them together just like this. I don't want to put them together wrong and, all of a sudden...
I have it right here.
Yeah, okay, I see. All right.
I know that you were showing him the book, but it did definitely look like you were like ripping the pearl snaps.
I know, the Superman.
Got it right here,
I got
kind
a
of tattoo. The circle.
All right, y'all get ready. I'll go fill up because I'm gonna have to fill up some gas. Y'all get everything ready. I'll be back in a few minutes.
I'll run upstairs and see if I can find something that we can carry these in.
Yeah, we're gonna need to take the
Also,
rolls
he had,
to take
he,
everybody.
he had that big old
So, yeah,
rifle too that he
so
could
know
help
exactly
that he
where
could
you're
help
gonna
us
put
with.
That thing's an elephant
I
gun.
was gonna suggest it.
There's gonna be
No.
there's probably some big tough things. He could probably
should.
drop them with.
So
that.
he goes running
He
upstairs.
could drop an elephant.
Yeah.
He goes running upstairs, and you hear some footsteps in the hallway, and you go, "Oh my God! What the hell was I thinking?" And you hear this door slam. You hear some more steps, a few more steps running around the house, and he eventually comes downstairs and has what appears to be a small wooden. It looks like a kind of like a milk crate that's just been the center of it's been cleared out. But over his shoulder, he has that big old elephant gun as he's coming down. All right, I think I'm ready.
Okay.
You gentlemen up for this?
I'm as up as I'll ever be.
It's far too late now to back down. Now, out of character, are we feeling the effects of being up all night and the adrenaline rushes that we experienced?
No.
We feel rested.
You feel rested.
Okay, perfect. I wanted to make sure that I role-played that correctly.
Mm-hmm. No, this pulse that you guys were a part of during the end of the last
It was
session.
a long rest.
It basically is a long rest.
Cool. Okay. Then yes, I'm quite ready to go.
All right. Well, cheerio.
Okay. I'll get back with the rolls. And I guess, are y'all ready?
We might actually want your car.
I don't think everyone's gonna fit. Yeah, I guess we fit in.
Well, we've
in the
put 4
Phantom.
people in there before,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's 2 of them go in a rumble seat.
and I'll sit in the back.
All right. Hey, you know what? The Sinclair station, they wanted 12 cents a gallon for gas. They might as well just pull out a pistol and rob me. Can you believe that? 12 cents.
I'm so glad I don't own a car.
Man, who can afford that?
Thanks for filling up my car.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Now we're using your.
And now
Here's a
we're-
bottle of scotch.
I use scotch. What are you talking about?
It's literally Scotch-powered engine.
Absolutely.
The fuel of the future.
Yes, yes.
I used oil. I burned frying oil. For whatever reason, it smells like a McDonald's French fries factory. What's McDonald's? I don't know yet.
Give me about 10
But that
years.
sounds like a great name.
Yes, yes.
All right.
We'll call it O'Donnell's.
And here we are now pirating. What was it? That's an Eddie Murphy movie, isn't it?
Maybe.
O'Dowell's? No, O'Donnell's?
No, O'Donnell's. I'm from O'Donnell's from the people, the woman.
I know
Oh,
where
yeah,
you're going
yeah,
with
yeah.
that.
Oh,
but,
okay.
But Coming to America.
Oh, yes. Okay.
McDowell's is what
Yes.
it was. It was not
Yes.
McDonald's. McDowell's. All right. So now that
So
we've digressed.
we're in your car, right?
I'll wait too.
Yes, we digress too when we're in the middle of a game, guys. This is a real live session.
Huh?
All right. Call of Cthulhu.
There we go. All
So
right.
did we also get the extra? Did you already pull out the extra gun that was in the wheel well?
I did not know about the extra gun in the wheel well.
I thought I told
Remember,
you.
that's in your letter that you lied to us about.
No. I read the only thing I lied to y'all about was
Everything.
that just that he wanted y'all to leave town
Right.
and us to stop. I was like, he wants us to go on. It's important.
You told us. I just listened to it. You told.
right.
You told like one
I did
sentence.
not take
out
an
of
extra
it.
gun out. I have
So,
a shotgun.
Tony, are you driving and heading that direction?
Yeah, I'll drive. I'm
Okay.
good.
So you guys head on into the night, head over towards that direction. It's not very long. It's only about...
Is it nighttime?
It's nighttime.
I thought we hit the airport like at dawn and then ran straight over here.
It was early morning, wasn't it?
I think so.
Okay, fair enough. You're
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, because we went to the cemetery
It's
at
been a month.
midnight. Yeah, no, I know. I just want to make sure I got the right visual.
All right. So,
I mean, if you need it to be nighttime to be creepier,
no,
we
it
can
doesn't.
be there.
It doesn't. Oh, I can make it creepy. It's still daytime. We're good. All right.
That's a All right.
Oh, I can make it creepy.
I don't like the implications therein.
Do you want me to make it dark on top of it? I mean, we can do that.
No, I'm good. Let's
All
go. I don't like the way you're looking at me right now.
Call it
Is it
Cthulhu.
creepy?
Your players have to get paranoid. They can laugh all they want, but they are paranoid.
I don't know how paranoid I am. I had dove into this tome.
Don't argue with him.
Let's go on.
He's gonna do more stuff.
I want another tome.
He'll make you paranoid.
He's not gonna do that. He's gonna do worse things.
Just
Pretty
no.
sure Miss O'Donnell's a werewolf.
And Mr. Bugman is still out there, you know?
All right, guys.
All right.
Oh, 36.
Yeah, Mr.
That's
Creepy
my
Crawly.
sanity.
So, as you guys head over that direction, you come up to basically the main train station, the switching station that exists, and it's right next to the waterfront. And there's a small, dock area that's sitting over there. You can tell that this is obviously where freight's being loaded and unloaded as it's traveling the Mississippi. And just not even half a mile into the water, because most of you that may be familiar or have been up to St. Louis area, the St. Louis River right around that area is about 3/4 of a mile to a mile wide. Okay, as referenced by Mark Twain's books as well. But about a half a mile into the water, and you see it's just the sun's starting to really start breaking over the far side of town, the more industrial side of town. What you can see is the island sitting over there, and you can see that there's a bridge that's running across to the Illinois side. However, it doesn't touch the island. There are a few boats, a few small things that are around that are attached at the docks at this point. You've got a lot of cargo ships that are over there. You also have a couple of tugs, things like that are right there. So I'll let you guys strategize and figure out how you're going to make it across.
I'm gonna flip a destiny point and say that I have a boat.
We could go find a ferry.
I'm going to go with no.
There's got to be
You gotta
ferries that
summon
run.
a fairy.
I'm going to flip a dark side point, and I'm going to say that it's sunk.
It's the.
Oh, then I'll use my light
You have a
side
boat,
point.
but it's sunk.
All right, no. I will though leverage my. I'm willing to leverage my credit, which is a lot, to rent a boat because it's in the middle of the day, so they're working.
We're not in the middle of the day. The sun's just coming up, so it's morning.
Listen, they're out here
Oh,
to
you're gonna
service
flip a
the
destiny
fishing
point
people.
to say it's in the middle of the day?
No, they're out like early in the
For
morning
them,
to service fishers.
for them,
and
they've
stuff.
been out there a couple hours.
Yeah, exactly.
probably. Yeah.
I gotta start.
It's the middle of their day.
Well, you Mr. Rich Boy, let's go rent us a boat. You got money on you? How much cash you carry?
Oh,
Well,
Enough.
we got all that
How many
money that
bottles of
Mr.
scotch
Dupree,
does he
he
have
gave
on
us a couple of $1,000.
Oh, yes, my friend. By the way,
Well, what do you mean, by the way? You
I
paid
wasn't necessarily in my right mind when I gave you
Yes.
that.
Well, I'm sorry, but a job is a job. And you got what you wanted. You got your little statue light show thing going on there.
I'm pretty sure there's some laws against the feeble-minded and taking
I
advantage
don't
of
think there
them.
are no laws against that. You want to go? You want to go see the chief of police?
Probably not.
Okay, well then.
I don't think you do either.
And I already spent all the money. What can I say? Well, I got this Phantom here.
Did you start the game with that?
What game? What game are you talking about?
Tony. That was like less than a day.
What can I say?
Doug, I do believe you said you were going to go try and find a boat.
Yes, yeah, I'll rent a boat, or even just pay somebody to take us out there.
All right. Do you think they're going to have an issue with old Betsy here?
Well,
We'll
tell them we're duck
There's some
hunting.
very dangerous game on the island.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind, back in the day, they had those big, the goose guns. Just tell them it's one of those goose guns.
We can try.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Hey, my experience, a few Benjamins and they forget everything.
And speaking of, you start to hear some,
definitely have a
obviously
few to spare.
some horns on the water, things like that. The port's starting to pick up a little bit more.
Yeah,
in
let's.
business.
Yeah, so I go find a like a fisherman with a fairly decently sized boat that could fit all 4 of us pretty comfortably for a quick ride over, not even a mile out.
And how would you like to approach this? Is this just pure finance?
Yeah,
I'll go
initially
with
at
him,
least. Initially at least. I mean, I don't.
All right. Well, give me a credit check.
Yeah.
Credit?
You guys do have to throw some dice tonight. I mean.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. So you find this, if you want to call him a captain. It's got a
A
tug.
boat owner.
Yeah.
We're not going fancy here.
I'm
I'm looking for the guy that'll ask the least amount of questions.
Well, you're not sure if he's going to ask the least amount of questions, but you're pretty sure he's hard up for cash.
Okay.
That's the most important.
So he kind of looks back at you, and after a little bit of negotiation back and forth, he kind of says, "All right, I'll do this for about $10." Now keep in mind, 1930s, $10 is a lot.
$10 is a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta
Like
pay
your
for my
daily
fuel.
spending
I gotta
money.
stop what I'm doing. I gotta stop to, So he kind of gives you this whole list and rundown of.
If I gave you $25, would you wait for us by the island and not mention the guns we're bringing?
What guns? A gun.
I'm bringing my shotgun.
Yeah. Well, we're duck hunting,
All right, I will give you a. Let's see here. Let's go with a. Give me a fast talk, but go ahead and take advantage on it.
I don't. I'm just trying to persuade him here. I'm not trying to fool him into anything.
Hey.
I'll give you a persuade with advantage. I'll work with that.
Oh, that's not good. Much better.
I'm
Yeah,
going to assist them.
I got it.
All right.
Just normal success though.
Well, that's good because he failed its negotiation anyway. So somehow you can tell he's half drunk as it is right now, and says, 15, and I'll do it. You can tell he's just like.
Deal.
This early in the morning?
Deal.
For those that are on the stream, the negotiation crit failed.
All right. Yes. 15. Done. Done and done. And I pull out the bills and hand them to him.
Yeah, and we'll give you, when we get back to shore, we'll give you 5. Or he'll give you 5.
No, Tony will give you 5. He's got a fat bucket right now as well.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Guys, whatever. It's all good. Come on. So he tells you guys go ahead and load up on the boat,
Okay, so
What do
we
we
get
do?
on the tug.
and he starts heading over towards the island as best as he can.
It's all right.
It's an adventurous ride, to say the least. He's you can tell he's a bit intoxicated. So when he comes up to the island, he doesn't really slow down all that much before he hits the shore.
He's not stuck, is he?
No,
Oh, it's a
no.
tug.
It's
They
a
don't-
tug. It's
yeah,
shallow
they're not
water,
gonna
and
get
big
stuck.
diesel engines. They're not really going to get stuck on much of
Yeah,
anything.
probably not.
So he pulls up and says, "All right, I'll wait for you here."
All right. It shouldn't take too long.
All right.
All
As
right.
you guys unload, and Dupree jumps off the side of the boat, takes old Betsy, and starts kind of walking towards the trees and everything that's sitting out there. And you can tell it looks like it's a very thick, kind of overgrown island itself, at least from
How
this
big
side.
is this island? Do we know? I mean, is it
It's
football field or?
It's at least 1.5 miles long.
Oh, it's a good-sized island.
Yes, it's a good-sized island.
Do you got any idea where we're going?
Well, if the map was what it was saying, it's almost dead center of this island. So all we have to do is walk that way,
Yeah. All right. Okay.
unless I'm mistaken.
So we get as close as we can to the dead center, and then we put the statues back together
Well,
to
All right.
see how close
let's
we are.
wander- Yeah.
Well, you guys are starting to walk into the wood line and everything, and as you get a few minutes in, you hear the diesel engines fire back up.
Oh. I guess he didn't want that other $5.
I guess he didn't want the other $5.
We can always find our way back.
Yeah. What? Well, I guess we could swim. Not like swimming in the Hudson. You know?
All right, so we are now on the island, and you guys have just kind of gone into the tree lines and heading for the center of this island. Here's where we start the D&D side of this. What would you like to do now?
We're close to the center.
Oh no, we're not close to the center yet.
Okay.
I mean, you're
Yeah,
just
that's
right
what I
inside the
said.
tree lines.
Yes,
This is
I've got the shotgun kind of in front of me, using the nose to move aside, brush to move through it.
I'm
Keeping an eye out for like snakes
We got the
and stuff
machete
like that.
too, so if we need to, we'll be cutting.
I'm reading the book. I
While
gotta
you
make
walk,
Yeah.
yeah, I can see
I
you with
gotta-
a cell phone one day.
What's a cell phone?
I don't know.
I have to.
All right. So no, I seriously do. I want to know how you guys are approaching all this.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, I'm.
Yeah, I've
I'm
got shotgun.
I
nose,
got the
pushing
machete
brush.
in one hand and the
specifically
pistol
reading
in the
that
other.
I know how to arrange these when we get there.
Are you reading or walking or trying to do both?
He's
Trying to do both.
In dense foliage.
You know,
I'm only asking the
For the-
question
for
here.
a smart
You
one,
can
he's
do
not
whatever
that
you want to
bright.
do, but I'm just.
I think if you do that, you're definitely going to fall behind because I'm not waiting for you.
And who's carrying? Is Mr. Dupree carrying? He's got his big battle, gun.
Mhm.
And then we got that box full
Got a
of
milk crate.
milk crate.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to initially try, and then as I notice myself fall behind, I'm going to run up.
We're making quite a racket here. If we're going to this statue, there's reason to believe that maybe other people know about this thing too. If we know about
They didn't have all of the stat. I don't think how would anybody else possibly know them?
it, I don't know, but they got books and all that kind of stuff too, and they may have access to things we don't. Mr. Dupree, could anybody else know about this here rabbit?
Well, there's quite a few people that know about the rabbit.
Oh, well, there you go. Maybe we should.
No,
Take
they
a
may
look.
not know where it's at.
Knowing
but there's
about it
quite
and
a
knowing
few.
where it is they're two different things.
But-
You're right.
but
They're
wait,
two
did
different
you-
things. But you know what?
did
I
you-
didn't live this long by assuming that people don't know stuff.
I mean,
I
did you
lived
make
this
sure we
long by-
weren't followed on our way here?
Well, yeah, because who knows? He didn't seem like he wanted to go. Someone else may have taken the boat too.
I wasn't just talking about on the boat when we were driving to the harbor.
They could have given us the statues just
I
to,
wasn't even thinking about it.
just to get us to lead us on, so they can follow
I'm going
us.
to close the book, and then I'm going to stealth about.
All right.
I've gotten away from some pretty bad people.
Kevin, if you would like to make a stealth roll, by all means.
I think we need to be a little more cautious than you being. You ain't survived on
Well, I
the
see.
streets.
I-
You live
I
in your
just got a
big
normal
city.
success.
Driving around your rolls with people doing stuff for
Hey.
you. You don't realize what it's like out there.
One of us killed a guy, and the other one missed his shots.
No, I didn't miss any shots.
Kevin
So-
is now paranoid.
So what I'm telling you is, we need to.
I've realized
Proceed
I'm
with
holding the
caution.
fate of the world in my arms. Yeah, I'm a little paranoid.
Dupree's kind of looking at you guys. He goes, and he starts. You can tell he's trying to be very, very cautious and move very slow through here.
I think
Yeah.
that's a good idea. I'm gonna do stealthy too, and it's a good thing I got a really good stealth because I was successful.
Yeah, I'll spin down some luck and be successful as well.
Ooh, what's your luck at?
29.
I need you to spend a little bit more.
I've only got 64 luck left.
That's because you've been oblivious. You haven't
Thank
had
you.
to use it.
Thank you. It pays to be not so ignorance is
All right.
bliss.
So as you guys are moving through the thicket, and you can start to tell vegetation is starting to change a little bit. It's lightening up. Not quite as many vines are grabbing at you as you're trying to get through.
The vines are grabbing at us.
Well, you know what I mean. As you're walking through woods, vines usually tend to, like the stickers on them will grab at your pant
Yeah,
legs and
yeah,
things
yeah.
like. It makes it real difficult to kind of get through there. Yes, a hand reaches out and grabs your knee. No.
Hey, this is called Cthulhu. I don't know.
Tentacled things,
All right. So, what you all start to notice, and it's about the same time, is that the light around you is starting to fade, and you can't tell whether or not it's the tree canopy itself getting thicker, and maybe that's blocking out some of the light, and that's why the
But
the
you said that
underfoliage.
foliage is getting less.
Right. Now,
I'm not so
Those
bright,
that
but
are-
even I can figure that out.
well, that's the thing. If those that are woodsmen or have a lot of experience outdoors, they would recognize that the thicker a treetop canopy gets, the less light hits the floor of the forest, which means the less undergrowth.
That's true.
So you guys can't tell what all is going on there, just describing the situation, that the light's tending to fade a little bit. And as you guys continue to go a little bit further, the wind starts to pick up a little bit more. It's blowing through here. But you're starting to see ash.
Oh,
flowing
ash
on the
trees? Are
wind.
they native? That?
Just ash. Blowing in the wind.
Oh boy.
Well, what's that? Is there a fire? Was there a fire around here?
I'm just gonna
See that?
start keeping an eye out.
Do I smell a
I'm
fire?
gonna keep both eyes out.
You do not smell a fire.
Okay.
Can we tell? This ash. Is it like? It's just.
And
in
it's
the,
blowing at you.
Oh, is it
it
on the
blowing
ground?
You can see it. It's kind of floating, but it's still floating and blowing towards you. But you don't smell a fire.
Is there heat on the wind or on that breeze?
Mr. Dupree,
It's autumn.
do you know what's going on here?
I was just checking if there was heat coming with that ash. So
No, sure don't. This is weird.
what about these past couple days has not been weird?
I'm putting my. I gotta keep the machete out. I check to make sure that I got one chambered.
Slight rain starts drizzling.
I kind
Even
of pull
dripping
the
through the
shotgun
canopy.
up a little bit, like it's not, because the foliage is less, like I'm not pushing it aside as much, so I kind of pull it up a little bit, like to get it ready quickly if I
Okay.
need it.
All right. Can everybody roll me a notice roll?
Well, you better believe I can. Oh, I'm gonna push it.
I'll push it. Even though I succeeded, I want to
That's
see
a
what
spot
you
hidden,
got.
but yes. I mean,
I did spot hidden. I was just successful.
Just successful.
Hard success.
you kind of notice that a real thick fog is now right around your ankles. And it's so thick that you can't even see the soles of your feet anymore. But the fog's not coming up.
Guys.
It's raining. You've got a fog. You've still got ash floating in the air.
And the rain's not taking the ash out
And
of
the
the air.
rain's not taking the ash anywhere.
I look behind us.
You don't see
Does it
anything.
look any different?
No.
Is the ash floating behind us?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Guys, there's fog on the ground.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
see.
know if you...
Yeah, I see
see
that.
it.
I couldn't see the soles of my feet before unless I picked them up. But you know, hey,
Can I push the fog to the side? Like leave it past to try to see the ground?
You wave through it, and it just like curls over your fingers, but it doesn't do anything. It just, you still can't see anything. Wherever you dip your hand down in there, you see about half of your hand, and the rest of it you don't see.
I'm gonna try to listen, and all I hear is nothing.
To say the least, it's a bit unnerving. Would anybody else like to try and do a listen?
I would.
I am
I'm
far
gonna
too
push it.
nervous to not listen.
Yeah, I got it with a hard success.
Yeah, I'm gonna push it too. And yeah, I did worse. I guess I got earwax or something going on.
So,
I successed.
all right. Tony, I want you to make me a sanity check right now.
Oh my gosh.
About time.
And
course it's
I'm
gonna
gonna
pass.
spend some luck, and I'm successful.
Of course.
You're successful?
Mm-hmm.
You still take 2. This whole situation does not make sense to you at all. And after what you've seen with the bug creature and everything else over the last 24 hours, you are really starting to struggle with what is happening.
Yeah, so that's not good, man.
So did I hear anything?
For those of you that passed, you hear a faint, almost like wispy words on the air.
So they hear wispy words and they don't make
coming
sanity
from the
checks. I hear
east.
nothing and I make a sanity check.
That's right.
Because you hear exactly nothing.
You're expecting to hear things and you're not. It's kind of like walking into that cemetery.
Okay. That's okay. No.
Also, he hasn't
I'm
finished
not-
describing yet.
Right, and I have no problem taking the sanity roll at this point.
I didn't mind spending my credit.
Normally, when I fail, that's when I do good.
That's right.
You know?
So you're hearing these wispy voices, kind of, and you can't really make out what it's saying, but you hear more than one, and it's Doug. You hear one, but Kevin, you hear at least two or more, and it's coming from the east, and you can tell it's not too far ahead.
Guys, to that way, I hear more than one.
More than one what?
Although I think he got the hard success, and I just got the success.
Didn't you get the hard? I thought you said you got the hard.
He got regular, I got hard success.
Yeah.
Okay, then reverse
It
that.
flipped.
You hear two, you hear one.
Hear two what?
Two kind of wispy voices on the wind to your east.
Do I recognize kind of any of the sort of cadence of how they're talking or tone?
No, you don't.
Do I recognize language of the one I hear?
No.
Oh, right.
To the east?
Mm-hmm.
Is that I don't
is
rec-
that the direction
And
we're
it's not
headed?
too far. Yes, it's not too far. You probably estimate that you maybe 50 yards or so.
All right, so I hold my finger up to my mouth, and I point at Tony, and I say, "There's two." Like I hold up two fingers to say, "There's." I hear two things. I point at my ear, two fingers.
2 words sounds like.
Two people, and I'm whispering this, but I'm not going to whisper for the podcast. Two people. I hear two people up ahead. Let's flank them. You move to the left.
Oh, so we're going to split up now.
Yes. Just to see what we can see. Would you rather them see all four of us at once? Or perhaps see two and let the other two get around
I'm
to the
starting
side?
to think that Jade Rabbit maybe isn't so,
I tried to tell you people. But you insisted on coming to get it. We could have broken the other statues and been done.
I don't know.
But now that we're here, we're not turning around, Tony. Our boat left. The ship has literally sailed.
And you see Charles kind of very quietly taking a step forward and another step
Kevin,
and another step.
you go with him, Tony, me and you. We'll go to the left.
Okay.
We'll have one big gun to each side.
And I stealthed it.
Stealth.
Move quietly behind Dupree.
Would you like to push it?
Oh, good.
What kind of dramatic irony would that be if I'm gonna go with you, Tony, and then I
Well, I had a critical success and he had an almost critical fail. So.
Yeah, let's push it.
Oh, but that makes it worse if you fail.
It does, but I got a 98. I can't not push it. My stealth ain't so good,
I'm
Tony.
stealthing up behind
My
Dupree.
critical success
How did
means
you
I got
do
away
it
from you.
I have a hard success.
For those of you that are
99.
not able to see anything,
I went from a 98 to a stupid 99 on a push.
yes.
Well, I thought we were going 2 different directions. You
No,
were
I was going with
Oh,
you.
you were going to go with me.
He was going with
I thought you were
Charles.
going the other way.
And I said one big gun on each side.
No, well, that's
So-
what I thought you meant. Was
Kevin and Charles very quietly spread off to one side. Tony, you start to move forward, almost like like in your days of running rum, where you're hiding in the woods, trying to make a few steps, and then have the
Yeah.
cops run by, and you move on.
Now he did critically succeed.
And here is
so they're coming after you.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think my
And then
failure
here's
should result in your failure.
and then we have Doug. Doug is busy going, "Shh, Tony, be quiet!"
Boom! Shotgun goes off.
As he trips on a root and falls forward, and you hear this giant thud followed by "Oof!"
I shoot Doug.
Doug takes it. He deserves it.
I put my silencer on.
This is one of those great moments where we earned our name. Everybody's quiet, but
Okay.
Well, it was meant to be that you.
That's it. That's all that happened for the crit fail.
You no longer hear the voices on the wind.
Oh, yay.
Oh no.
But I didn't hear him to begin with. Okay, after that, I'm going to try to listen again.
Tony's unaffected.
Oh, 19. I'll listen. Good, because I've only got a 25, so...
Tony, you do hear a voice, but you don't necessarily hear multiple voices.
Okay.
Um,
Does it sound... Speaking... Can I...
what I would like everyone to do is roll me a spot hidden with disadvantage.
Oh, but
That
I
means
got a 14
that
on
means
the
I
first
rolled
one.
the 10s and take
Yep.
the highest.
I did pass.
Okay.
I did pass 2.
If I push it, do I have to re-roll all 3 of those? I succeeded, but
You could push it if you want, but you do have to re-roll.
all of okay.
Yeah.
You have to reroll.
So
the
if you
disadvantage.
succeeded, you succeeded. That's just...
Yeah, I'll take that then.
Okay. Tony, how did you do?
I succeeded. Just a regular success.
And Doug?
Just barely succeeded. I got a 74 out of 75.
So, Doug, you start to pick yourself up, and as you're picking yourself up, it's about that same moment where everyone in the group looks forward, and you just see this head sticking out of the bushes in front of you, probably about 10 yards in front of you.
Whose head?
It looks very serpentine. Problem is, it's about 6 feet off the ground.
Well, it should be 6 feet off the ground. My head's about 6 feet off the ground.
But it's a snake. Snake's head shouldn't be 6 feet off the ground.
Well, you just said serpentine. I mean, I know that's snake, but...
Followed
So the head is
by-
shaped like an
Beyond
S?
Followed by... It almost looks like a giant python. But at that moment, you see 2 clawed hands come through the bushes as well. I would like a sanity check, please.
Oh, this is not good.
Oh my god, I might pass.
I didn't.
I passed.
I did pass.
What dice do I need to roll, Mike?
I'm about to tell you.
Welcome to the pits of despair.
How did you do?
I barely passed.
And how did you do?
I got 22 out of 36.
Okay, so you passed. You need to roll a d6.
Oh, just a D6? Okay. 6!
That was my reaction every time too. Wow.
Does that exceed your 10% threshold?
Oh, for sure. it does.
Okay.
I would need to be at 61%.
Well,
it to not.
that's what I started at.
So roll me a d10, please.
No? 4.
We have had this one way too much. I'm actually going to say give me a different one.
9.
Really?
Why?
3.
No, 9 is fine. It makes perfect sense. You feel this overwhelming sense of hysteria start to hit you. Of, that's not right. A snake I can understand, but what the hell are those hands?
It's not even the giant snake that gets you. It's the hands.
So does he shoot it?
So, for the duration, please roll me another d10. 8.
6.
For- Is that a 6?
Mhm.
All right. So for 6 rounds, every roll you attempt will be at disadvantage because you're having troubles focusing.
But he's already been doing that all night.
What you see come through those bushes in front of you, and it's
How
still
far
startling.
in front of me?
10 yards.
Okay.
What you see standing in front of you is a creature that has the upper body of a snake with arms coming off of it like you would see maybe a salamander, but it's 6 foot tall. Except for the fact there is no tail. It goes down into bipedal feet.
So like a Yanti.
Very similar. And it's clad in, it looks like it has a walking stick basically sitting on its side. But it's clad in what looks like almost fishnet and fishing line as opposed to clothing. And it begins to
You just imagined it.
You're thinking of fishnet, aren't you?
Yes.
You a sick man.
I'm trying so hard to not laugh.
And this is how we break Percy.
But my first thought was, it just got off the job at the club.
Yeah, it was pole dancing. Anyway,
Pole dancing snake stripper.
that's not in Call of Cthulhu, but hey, now we know where Percy's mind is.
You described it.
He's hysterical, you know?
I am. It's hysterical.
So Doug pulls out a wad of
He
wands.
goes to the safest place.
I got him. Doug starts making it rain.
Yeah, but one's back in the day would get, you know.
Okay. No, but I do. I really.
God, I did not think you were going to get it.
I tried so hard not to. I didn't say
You
anything.
didn't try very hard.
I did. And then Kevin said something, or you said something about
I said
the
something you
fishnets.
thought about. Oh, he said fish.
I was thinking it, but I was like, I'm gonna get past this before I talk. Okay, no, I do. I try to like back up, and then I do level the shotgun at it and say, what do you want? Sorry, what are you? What are you? What do you want?
And in the same voices that you heard on the wind, must leave.
Must leave? Are you trying to leave? Are you trying to leave?
All right. So at this point, from the side,
Shoot it.
comes a second one and a lunge after you.
Okay, sounds good.
Would you like to attempt to dodge this?
I take the full brunt of it, but shoot it real bad?
No,
Why?
that's not a simultaneous attack.
But we're not in combat.
I'm asking you if you want to dodge. That means combat.
I had my shotgun ready. It was leveled at him.
You tripped and fell, sir.
Yeah,
He was getting up.
But he did.
I
he
did.
say
I
he
said I
leveled the
level my shotgun and ask, "What do you want? Who are you?"
And the one from the side?
That one
That's
he didn't
lunging at
see.
you?
I thought it was coming out from the side of that one.
No.
I didn't know it was flanking. Dang it, Kevin! It came from your side.
Now
How'd you not
I'm
see
hidden. Do they even see me?
It? Yeah, I'll dodge.
Because I basically hid and watched all of his stuff.
How did you do?
Let me see. I
Can we-
got a 3.
You got a 3.
I did.
So you got an extreme success.
I did.
All right.
You finally rolled something.
So I'm going to give
I've been
you,
rolling lots of somethings.
in this scenario, I will go ahead and give you a reactionary attack if you would like it, because
Absolutely.
he failed his attack. And because you crit succeeded, I'm going to give you a bonus to be able to do that. So if you would like, take advantage on that roll.
Oh, yeah, I take
I don't-
advantage on that roll.
I don't need to. I rolled a 4.
Okay.
All right.
I don't get to reroll the ones die, otherwise I could crit success.
And because of his roll, he has no dodge. He was lunging and he was going at it. It's kind of like you dropped to the side just real quick and then squeezed off around with the shotgun as he was flying over you.
Yeah.
Now, Tony, you're rather impressed by this, actually, because it almost looks like he planned this.
I don't believe that for a minute. I think he just fell and the gun went off.
Now,
Feel free to roll
let me-
damage.
real quick. For the sake of keeping up with stuff, I was supposed to have disadvantage because of my hysteria, but then I would have had advantage because of the crit success. Does that cancel out?
We'll go ahead and wash it because I didn't
Okay.
catch it during this one. I'm not
Okay.
gonna go back and back penalize.
I mean, this is still the base roll of the shotgun roll.
No, you're fine.
But okay. What is the damage for a shotgun? Billy gave me this shotgun. I didn't know about it. Is it like what, 2d6?
All right, what was yours for the 45?
45 is 1d10 plus 2.
All right, so we're gonna go 1d12 plus 4.
Does anybody have a d12?
Oh.
12 damage.
All right. So you
Oh,
level
sorry.
off, and you fall to the side, kind of almost rolling back to the ground, kind of on this, I'm going to call it drunken monkey style. But as he goes flying over you, you squeeze off a shotgun blast, and it catches him square in the chest. And you just see him rip to shreds.
And I cuck it.
And his body lifelessly flies over you and slumps to the ground. Now, what would anybody else like to do?
I'm shooting at the other one.
That's 2.
He is going to try and sidestep and try and put the tree between the two of you guys.
Okay, I did a
Take
critical.
advantage. Oh, you got a critical?
Now, does Tony have advantage because he was hidden?
Um,
I was the only one that failed the stealth roll.
you got a crit success, right?
Yes, he did.
On your roll. So, all right. He only got a hard, which means you actually won the challenge in that scenario.
So it doesn't matter whether I got a critical because I'm just a few points short of a critical success.
Doesn't matter. Oh, you've only got a hard success right now?
Right.
If you've got a hard, then you're at a push with him,
Then
which
I'll-
means that your shot goes wild.
Okay. Well, I will go ahead and.
Now, I'm gonna describe that for right now, but in future context, I'm not gonna give you whether he's successful or non-successful. I'm gonna describe the scenario.
Well,
You'll
I
have to
probably
choose
would've
whether you
gone-
spend your
yeah.
points or not ahead of time.
I would. I'll go with critical.
Okay. Then go ahead and feel free to roll damage for him.
10 points.
You hit him very, very hard with that pistol shot, and you can see that he's really struggling at this point, and he's kind of trying to slink back over into the woods and trying to hide again.
I'm gonna pop a shot.
With your book?
Yeah.
Am
Do you have quick draw?
I've had the gun out. I have a 1911. I've had it out since I closed the book and was sneaking around.
Okay, fair enough.
Do I have advantage?
From where you were at, because of the way that you guys snuck around, yes, you can take advantage.
Good. I hit, or I successed.
He's going to have disadvantage. All right, you have standard success?
Uh-huh.
Okay. After reeling from the shot that Tony put on him, he kind of obscured his body just enough behind a tree that your shot ricochets right into the tree. It sends some flechettes at him, but not enough to do anything to him. Now he is
Stick around.
he is going to continue to try and sneak away here and try and get down into the shrubs that are there and kind of almost try and disappear from view right into that fog.
I'm gonna keep my eyes on him. I don't think so.
Good luck.
Spot hidden.
You can try and spot hidden.
What did he roll? A critical for success?
Should I push it? I think I should
I don't
push it.
think so. I'm not pushing mine. Oh, I succeeded.
Oh, that's cocked. Oh, that's just hard.
Are you going to try and follow?
I don't think that I could from where I'm sitting. Like, because I'm not elevated, I don't think I could see well enough.
That's just hard. Success.
Hard as you look, the fog, the brush, the shrubs, even though it's fairly light here at this point, you're just not seeing them. Now, you look over at the corpse of the other one, and the legs are now gone, and it looks just like a giant python.
Okay, this is messed up.
And you hear back on the wind again. Voices.
Oh boy.
Multiple voices?
Multiple voices. And this time, they're rather loud.
I'm gonna try and hide again as best I can.
Yeah, I hide.
What would you guys like to do?
Just
I don't hide.
just kind of like
I rolled a 93 on that stealth
You did
check.
roll your 03 when you absolutely had to have it. You know?
Yep. 03 and 04.
Yeah.
I blew that thing away.
just Normal success for trying to get back and hide back through the brush and the fog.
So
what's Mr. Dupree doing?
So Charles, he hasn't acted yet. He's trying to still work his way around to the south side of where these voices are coming from.
I'm gonna catch back up to him, I guess.
Well, that's fair. What are you guys? I know you tried to hide, and then Doug failed miserably again.
Yeah, I
Not
just
tripped
stand
over
up.
himself, but
I stand up and just brush myself off and make sure that the shotgun is loaded.
all right.
And then I keep going forward toward the east.
And as you guys start to break through that same line of brush that you were looking at, that the snake creature was at, just as you kind of poke your head through, there's a very large opening that just looks, it's like the earth is scorched. It's dead earth. And it's probably about 100 yards wide from tree line to tree line. And in the dead center, you guys see what looks like several stacked stones. And these are not just little boulders here. They look like flat rocks that have just been stacked up on top of each other.
Sort of like trail markers.
Right.
I take a first step onto the scorched earth.
Oh, we've got somebody trying to push it here. All right. Now, I haven't even finished describing the rest of the scene. Would you like me to finish describing that, or would
Describe
you
it like I'm walking as I'm taking it in.
So,
Okay, yes, and there's 25 snake people moving around there.
That's fine.
what you see are 3 more snake people, but they're almost forming a 3-point pyramid at the corners and the edges of this tree line, surrounding these flagstones. The best that your trail markers, the way that you put that, and they're all chanting.
I'm going to shoot one of them. Whatever's the closest one.
Feel free.
Do we see the one we shot earlier?
No, you do not.
As soon as I hear his hammer click, I get ready to take off toward the stones.
And I had critical success.
And as soon as that shot goes off, I'm running toward the middle.
All right, Kevin, what would you like to describe yourself as doing during this time?
I'm following up behind Dupree. So is he stepping out?
He has just only looked through the canopy line at this point. He has not stepped out yet.
Then I'm going to wait and stay as hidden as possible.
Okay.
By biding my time.
Tony, as your shot rings true, and you can see that shot almost deflect off of the closest snake. And it just kind of reverberates. You see this like pulse reverberate off of it.
Damn it.
And you went running towards the center?
Yep.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Make me a let's see.
Make a don't die check.
How many rounds have passed, by the way? I had 6 rounds of hysteria.
You're about 4 rounds into it.
Okay.
At this point. You know, I really love how they got all these mixed up here. Make me a survival roll.
Well, that's not going to go well.
They never do.
No, I failed. I'll take it.
All right.
I'm not going to take, 20 luck to...
All right.
You could push
So
it.
you go trucking forward as fast as you can.
Yeah.
And about halfway there, you bounce off of something, and it's almost the same type of effect that Tony just saw.
Okay.
I would like you to take a D4 damage, please.
Yeah, sure.
Because you were running and booking as fast as you could.
I did. I took out sprinting. 2 damage.
And it just kind of rocks you. Just, what the heck's going on? You know, you don't seem to understand what's happening at this point.
Yeah.
Dupree is kind of taking all this in. Tony, what would you like to do? You've just fired a shot off, and all of these creatures are still dead set on where they're at.
And we know that there's another wounded one somewhere in the woods too. And now that whispering I heard, does it sound like that's the chanting that's going on?
Yes.
Can I roll a spot hidden?
Sure.
I'm gonna,
What are you looking for?
I'm going to regret what I'm about to say.
Whatever's making this barrier. Like, I'm looking for a barrier.
Mm-hmm.
And then what might be keeping me out of the center.
All right.
That's a hard success.
Do it in reverse.
The nearest that you can
Oh,
gather.
wait, I'm in hysteria.
Yep.
Yeah, hard success, because that better roll would have been an extreme success.
The nearest that you can gather is it has something to do with what they're chanting. It's not that there's anything creating the barrier other than them. There's no logical explanation for it to be there.
Yeah, of course not.
Okay, so,
Can I try to repeat their chanting?
Sure.
What would you like me to roll?
Language?
Language other
Are
checks
y'all
out.
Slytherin?
it's partial tongue.
Nope.
All right. I will also take a fast talk, if you have it, to see if you can kind of recreate the sounds that you're hearing.
That would have been better by 4%, but no.
Okay.
Not this time.
Oh, I would have liked to have seen that happen.
I also don't have enough luck. Hey, Tony, can I borrow some luck?
Yeah, sure.
Anyway.
Doogie over here's got lots of luck.
So,
I'm down to, I'm under 50 luck now.
as a matter of fact, what is everybody's luck at this point?
Oh, mine is at 29.
Wait, I thought you spent some luck earlier.
I did, down to
You-
29. I went from
But you
34 to
told me-
29.
You told me you were at...
He lied.
He lied to me.
No, I didn't.
You told me you were at... Oh,
All right, what is everybody's luck?
27.
29.
49.
Okay.
I'm well hidden.
I'm not.
You're well hidden.
Why would I try it that loud?
Kevin, I want you to roll me a listen, please.
Ooh, there you go. That's good.
Hard success.
All right. Because of your success rating, I'm going to give you an opportunity where I will give you an action to dodge at disadvantage. Because at the very last second, you hear something swinging through the bushes near you.
Well, that was rude. At advantage?
Yes.
Advantage or disadvantage?
Disadvantage. Sorry.
Well, I pretty much can't say it.
Ooh. Oh, good. Yeah, it was very good either way.
What do we do?
I'll buy down to the extreme success.
All right. But seriously, you're going to buy down to an extreme. That's up to you. You're already lowest luck in the party.
Yeah, so what can go wrong? You're already at
Fine,
lowest
hard
luck.
success.
All right. So you hear this at the very last second, this what sounds like a tree branch swinging through the air, and it's catching some other shrubs that are around you, and at the very last second you kind of look up just enough to kind of duck your head down, and this stick comes flying just past your head and smashes on a tree right next to you. And you see one of those faces not more than 2 feet from you. To which you hear Charles let out a gasp, and he squeezes off a round with the elephant gun. So we're going to see what happens here.
So he's shooting the elephant gun one-handed.
Yes, he is.
What could go wrong?
Well, it doesn't matter with his first roll anyway. So he
Oh.
squeezes off a round, and it just blasts a chunk of earth just up in the air
Nice.
that's right next to you. So he's kind of taken back by what he's seeing at this point. Now, Doug, 2 of these creatures come out of the wood line, heading for you because you've charged in or charged towards the center.
I'm going to take a shot at him if I can.
All right, feel free, because it's going to be another round before they get to him, which is about the same time your hysteria is going to roll off.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'd pick up the shotgun and stand out.
All right.
Hard success.
All right. They're not even trying. They're trying to get to Doug.
All right.
So just roll damage.
Ooh, 11 points of damage.
You see one of them as the shot rings up. It just kind of clips him right in the neck, and you just kind of see him fall to the ground, starting to twitch.
I'm going to shoot the one in front of me.
All right. Now, you're on the ground, and you just took a dodge action. So you can go ahead and take a shot. We'll see what happens. He's going to try and wiggle his way out of the way.
Ooh.
Critical success.
And my dice are sucking. Go ahead and roll damage.
12.
12.
Very similar to what you just saw. Their bodies are not very big. They're very lean. So as you're shooting through, you can only assume that you're severing like a spinal cord and causing them to just fall to the ground and start twitching. So right now there is still just one, and it is charging Mr. Doug.
Yeah, I mean, I'll shoot it.
Feel free.
Got a 48. That's going to miss. I'm just going to miss.
All right, so a shot rings wild. He is going to attempt to swing at you, obviously, with his... Actually, no. He's attempting to bite you.
Okay, sounds good.
So you can take a dodge if you would like. Okay. How did you do?
Not great. I think I'm going to push it
Okay.
because I didn't pass that dodge. I really didn't pass that dodge.
You try and jump to the side, and he, instead of being able to bite you, because of your push, he actually was going to miss, but because of your push, he just kind of body checks you. So we'll go ahead and do a D4's worth of damage on you.
3 damage.
Probably starting to hurt now.
Yeah, it's getting there. Not quite half health, but
Chairs make all kinds of
All
noise
right.
tonight.
We are back to Tony.
I'm going to shoot at the other one. Ooh, a critical success
Roll it.
for 6 points of damage.
All right. Mr. Kevin.
I'm going to try to listen closer to what they're chanting.
All right, go ahead and give me a listen roll. And Dupree is going to take a shot with his final round over at the other serpent.
Hard success.
Okay. So Mr. Dupree does hit. So you watch this serpent just rip in half with this big, like 50 caliber round coming
do I
out.
get sprayed with the guts?
Pretty much, yes.
Cool.
It's disgusting.
Oh, my close.
So all that you can see at this point are just the 3 that are chanting. And Kevin, as you kind of focus in on the chanting, it starts sounding more and more like the Sumerian, but the Sumerian's a dead language. Or the Assyrian, sorry, but that's a dead language.
Mm-hmm.
So you were having troubles picking it up before, but you're starting to pick it up now.
I want to try to repeat it again.
Roll me a education.
I'll buy down hard success.
All right. You're starting. You kind of gathered that this is the sequence that you've got within your manual right now, that this is the chanting that they're doing is an attempt to open up one of these gates.
Oh. I'm definitely not going to repeat that.
Now, I would like everybody to roll me an idea check.
Here comes a big old
Crit,
failure.
or not crit success, but extreme success.
Oh my gosh.
I got a good idea.
Hard success.
I had a hard success.
Okay. Both of you are kind of, and this is for Tony and for Kevin. You're sitting there thinking, I need to do something with the statues. You can't get through whatever they're doing right now. Kevin, your thought process is also trailing into, if you begin to chant, you may accelerate their actions. Doug, in one of those rare moments of clarity that you possibly have, where you are realizing that there is more to what is going on here, you're kind of piecing what Charles said together and saying, if we don't get these statues together now, things are going to start to go wrong.
Okay, so I sprint over to Charles and basically rip the basket out of his hands and start putting them together the way we had them in the house.
All right, I want you to roll me a intelligence check, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Success.
Standard success?
Yep.
Okay, you're going to start putting these together, and it's going to take you about 2 or 3 rounds before you can start getting them together by yourself.
Do we see him doing
I
this?
can help him.
I don't know. Do you guys see him? I mean, let's be honest here.
I mean, I ran from the middle of the
I'm
thing.
over by Dupree.
Yeah.
So I yes, I see him.
So Dupree's going to help you as well.
What do you want me to put?
I want you to do an intelligence check to see whether or not you remember the sequence.
He's
Extreme
got it tattooed
success.
on his chest.
All right. So
I go, stop right there. You're doing it wrong.
you catch
I got
Dupree.
this.
You catch Dupree starting to connect 2 or 3 of them incorrectly.
What are you, crazy?
He's all better
Not
now.
anymore.
And I failed. I pushed it and failed.
Okay.
No, that means he did put
To
one in the
see,
wrong
I tried to
spot.
spot. I didn't see.
He was
I
trying to
don't see
spot.
what
He
they
wasn't
did.
trying to.
Oh, okay.
So yes. So with you trying to spot what was going on, you're just kind of oblivious at this point. You're like, all right, what the... And the whole scene is starting to become more and more surreal. But what you are noticing is those stones are now starting to glow with a blue energy.
Well, that's not good.
Does anyone know
And
where
the
the
chanting
rabbit
is getting louder and louder.
We need the rabbit. We still need the rabbit.
Mm-hmm. And?
I put the things together so
Yeah.
that it'll show us the map of where the rabbit is.
All right.
Well,
So-
I mean, I'm assuming with helping we get it together.
Well,
Yeah.
we don't know how many rounds we've got either. Oh,
We
no.
told
you
him.
don't.
Well, he told him 3. I'm assuming helping at
But we don't
least
have many
have
rounds
that,
before
if
stuff
not
starts popping
better.
through.
Right.
So I'm waiting for him to say that we got it together
Okay.
Right.
because I'm stuck building.
Here's the thing, but you just had to correct Dupree. He was putting a few of them together wrong. That doesn't mean you got them together.
Okay.
That was his part of the failure.
All right.
So their chanting is getting louder and louder, and all of a sudden, just as you get that final statue clicked together, and that pulse effect goes out, that sonic boom pulse effect, you see the 3 creatures, those 3 snake-like creatures, just basically wriggle and fall to the ground. It's like whatever was protecting them is no longer protecting them. But a single lightning strike hits those stones. And you start to see what looks like tentacles coming through the stone at this point as you assemble that, as those statues start to come together.
It's okay, guys. It only looks like tentacles.
I shoot at the tentacles.
With this taking place...
I don't think I see it. Right, because I'm just
You're
focused
focused on
the
that.
statues.
The only
Yeah,
person that would
that's-
really
I think
see this
Tony
is
sees
Rick.
it.
Yeah, it's Tony. So you're still just kind of dumbfounded at what you're seeing now. You haven't seen anything other than this, what looks like a tentacle starting to come through. The 3 snakes have fallen to the wayside. They've almost withered to dead. And the Jade Rabbit icon solidifies in front of you. What looked like a light before now becomes a statue.
Where?
Hovering just above the statues themselves. Where it was like a 3D map, it's just hovering right there in the center of the map.
Okay, I grab it and I put it in.
It's like, yes.
As you slam it down, the light pulses out, and you just see the only one that catches this is Tony. Now, you do need to make a sanity check.
I'm going to go ahead and buy that down.
Yeah, what do you need
Really?
sanity for?
I just spent more luck than I've spent the entire game in one shot. I passed.
You passed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see.
By the way, as we slam this down, and look, Doug, I hope you can forgive me. I just need to be forthcoming. I lied to you before
What?
about Billy's note.
A small rift kind of opens up in front of you through that lightning strike, and as you see those stones, the stones almost kind of give way, creating like a small doorway. And what you see is this gelatinous style creature that is sitting there, and its waved tentacle arms are playing what looks like an oboe. Now this sounds weird, but Tony, even though you had the success that you had, you need to roll me a d12.
Oh my gosh. Two.
All right. So you will take 2 as a sanity loss.
Oof.
However, I want you to make a constitution check.
Oh, no.
That's not good. Constitution. 89. We'll push it. 54. I made it.
Okay. You start to feel your grip of reality being gone as you hear a voice in your head saying, defend this place. And you're fighting every urge that you have as you turn around and look at your friends. Just as that Jade Rabbit slams into the center, a deafening pulse and almost a blinding light lights up in the area. Enough so that no one can see what's going on. And as you start to regain a little bit of sight, Doug, you start to see light that's fading, and it starts to become a little bit more clear. And what's happening is you begin to wake up. And as you're waking up, you see a doctor and a nurse standing over you. You kind of look across and you see a gentleman that looks like Tony laying in a hospital bed directly across from you. You see another gentleman that looks like Kevin laying in the hospital bed directly to the side of you. And you see an empty bed with the name Billy on the chart sitting right there. The nurse has on a chain that has a bunch of little animals all over it. And they start to ask you question after question after question. And they tell you, you've been unconscious for days after a car wreck. And everything that you see from the doctor, from which he looks like Mr. Dillon, everything you see in that room, there's news playing, there's newsreels going, the radio's going, you're hearing different types of sounds, you know, different types of things that are going on. And at that very last minute, after you wake up and you kind of bolt upright and realize that it's not 1930, you're in the 60s, and you kind of look across the room and you meet the gazes of these two gentlemen, but their eyes don't tell you that, or their eyes tell you that they just went through the same thing you did. And that's where we're going to end A Trail for the Jade Rabbit.
Well, all right.
I guess I'm not selling the Jade Rabbit. Do I have a pocket full of cash?
No, you do not.
Damn.
You have a hospital gown and you're hanging out.
My butt's exposed.
That would be correct. So guys on the stream, this again, we are going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I know this is a little bit longer than we would normally go with our normal sessions. For those on the stream, we're going to take a 5-minute break, come back, and have a closeout session. So for those of you that are on YouTube or watching this later on that are not live, keep on adventuring. Have a good night.
Good night.